The Studio of Documentary Films presents.
О таком наверняка
Many
мечтают
scientists surely dream about this, to conduct an experiment with their own hands, which completely confirms their theoretical assumptions. At this moment, on an ordinary coffee table, the process of obtaining carbon structures on an industrial scale using the method of cold destruction of carbon compounds is taking place. This technology reveals the door to the unexplored worlds of science. Only one person in the world is capable of starting this process, its inventor,
Виктор Петрик.
Our little miracle, an achievement of Russian science.
Свой очередной эксперимент
His next experiment was conducted in the presence of 5 academics and 1 member of the Russian Academy of Sciences.
Российской академии наук. Ее
The delegation, which was led by the president of the Russian Academy of Sciences, scholar Aldoshnin, came to visit the scientist from St. Petersburg in regards to the results of his research and take part in the experiments. What appears there seems simple, but here is the very depths of science. Here, everyone look. It is already beginning to work only on an automatic catalyst process. Here it is. See why I call it cold? Well, you bend over. Yes, yes. Viktor Ovcharenko, member correspondent of the Russian Academy of Sciences. Brilliant design, without a doubt. It is very saturated, it's substantial, it is not simple. There are many aspects of modern science in its design. It is intensive science.
Виктор Петрик
alone has done what entire institutions and renowned scientific teams have not yet been able to accomplish. This was a victory and, curiously enough, an enduring tragedy of a unique person. They didn't believe him. There were many doubts surrounding his discovery. Sergei Aldoshin, vice president of the Russian Academy of Sciences. The attitude at the beginning was that now they will demonstrate some known things for which there is no future. And then, today, we all took part in this experiment and were convinced that for those events that were shown today, with our participation, it was very serious science. But the most important thing is the possibility of their practical application. And this is connected with the new materials.
Проходит первое десятилетие.
The first decade of the 21st century is passing, and in our country they are only still talking about the nano world, showing at various exhibitions dubious novelties. At Petrik laboratories, there are about 10 scientific discoveries, and they are all true nanotechnology, which not one scientific center in Russia could repeat.
Не может ни один российский научный центр.
Пожалуйста, встаньте на мое место.
Please stand in my spot. Try. It's cold. Yes, it's not possible to have a barbecue on it. Opa, now look inside. Now the special part will happen.
Особая часть пойдет вот это.
When there will be a big quantity.
Вот он.
And here it is, the cold way to get graphens.
Получение графенов.
Igor Yeremchenko, scholar of the Russian Academy of Sciences. I believe that such developments should not only be welcomed, they should be instantly realized. This is my professional opinion.
Петрик впервые разработал так
Viktor
называемый
Petrik first developed the so-called gas Vtorsalanavaya industrial technology of growing single crystal silicon of heaps formed in the manufacture of fertilizers. The source of such raw materials is practically inexhaustible.
Прошел испытание.
It has been tested in Dubna. This is from the gas phase here, now it's growing.
Растет. Это коллиматор.
This is the calometer, an ionizer, the aiming beam, the seed grows.
Затравка проращивается.
And here, the technology system for extracting the platinum group of metals from the waste of metallurgical industries, also the first in the world. Igor Yeremchenko, scholar of the Russian Academy of Sciences, laureate state prize winner of the Russian Federation. The prospects are enormous in my opinion. As a chemist in molecular nanotechnology, I really like the brilliantly realized idea. This is the separation of platinum metals using tryptophorsina. The idea is beautiful and it works very well.
Вырабатывает
Viktor Petrik also processes nanometals in kilogram quantities, successfully applying them to specific products. Sergei Aldoshin, vice president of the Russian Academy of Sciences. Those experiments in which we are involved are reproducing well. They are not simply that know-how, which can be sort of a virtuosity, which substitutes real phenomena for visible phenomena. And I think that such work needs to be supported.
Уже внедрены
In the area of
разработки
luminescence,
в области
Victor Petrik's developments have
Он
already been
разработал
implemented.
новый класс
He developed a new class of anti-Stokes luminescence based on rare earth elements. In addition to the protection of money or securities, the scholar sees the future of this invention in medicine.
Я создал программу, которая
I
называется
have created a program called The Method to Protect Prescription Medicine, in which the protection and the identification of the consumer is implemented by the manufacturer. We are bypassing the inspection authorities as they are inefficient.
как неэффективные. Никто никогда не может
No one can ever use any other brand because one brand reigns supreme. The protection of pharmaceuticals, it is a matter of national security.
защиты лекарственных препаратов – это вопрос национальной безопасности.
Отдельно
Separate academic pride is a victory over MTBE. This is an additive in gasoline, which is an octane booster and was very popular in America. It got into the water, polluting it, and eventually they had to evacuate the whole city. In America, hundreds of scientists have tried to make clean water from MTBE. Victor Petrik invented an original way in 4 months.
Мне предлагают,
American scientists have proposed to me to deal with MTBE.
я стал заниматься вот почему. Потому что я
This is why I ventured on it, because I always watch right away. This part everybody did. There is, in theory, nothing for me to do there. I can't in any way do it better, in principle anyway. I have to see where they have not looked. So, a few inventions we see today are built on this principle, and the principle of
на
inversion.
принципе инверсии.
Sergei Aldishin, Vice President of the Academy of Sciences. Of course, he is above all a gifted inventor, and of course all these phenomena are good basic science. It may be already known but not understood how it works here. And certainly, I think the practical side and the fundamental side are clearly next to each other.
но углеродная
But the carbon mix of high reaction capability, this is the most important discovery. It has amazing healing and absorbent properties. But he went further, based on the carbon materials consisting of graphens. He learned to make almost a perpetual source of electrical energy. These two plates, created by Victor Petrik, are able to generate electricity from the heat of the surrounding atmosphere.
из тепла окружающей атмосферы.
Мы исходим из того,
We now assume in advance that this will be positive and that will be negative.
будет минус. Итак, мы
So we have two carbon plates pressed from almost pure graphens, and now from this we have to get a working electric battery.
и сейчас мы должны получить из этого рабочую электрическую батарею.
Следующий фрагмент
The
технологии
following piece of technology in manufacturing an electric battery in connection with the registration process of opening is a secret.
Вопреки любому
Contrary to any common sense, I think I got an electric battery.
электрическую батарею.
How to check it?
Согласно моему гипотетическому,
According to my hypothetical approval, this plate must be positive and that one minus. Accordingly, I secure the negative and look out!
и внимание, смотрим,
Look at the unit. I do not see it. Look what happens.
смотрим, что произойдет.
Sergei Aldishin, Vice President of the Russian Academy of Sciences. Indeed, my friends, we have participated in the experiment, starting with the fact that we have made this new material, laid down two plates and got an element. In fact, it was demonstrated that there is an electric current and the voltage is on these plates. Now it shows the stress. There is real stress there. The phenomenon was unusual. The method is also unusual. I think that there is a lot of science, basic science. We'll certainly have to make a connection to these happenings and study these unidentified phenomena. But the facts are really reproducible. In fact, there is a thermal battery.
Воспроизводимые факты, фактически есть тепловая батарея.
За 15 минут, в принципе, сделан.
Vladimir Novoturtsev, scholar of the Russian Academy of Sciences, director of General and Inorganic Chemistry. In 15 minutes, a working battery was made that gives you the current and voltage. It depends on what you want to get. Of course, the depth of vision is striking. And the fact that this is a converter of thermal energy into electricity is revolutionary from all sides.
Ну, со всех сторон. Понятно, что требуется еще известная работа, большая, может быть, вложение.
It is clear that big investments and more work is needed, but the returns and means of the transformation of the world are very significant. I believe that Victor Petrik has made a brilliant discovery.
Виктор Иванович сделал гениальное открытие.
Включите вольты сейчас.
Turn on the volts now. Here, it's close. Carefully, the device is not attached.
Прибор. На всякий случай я показываю.
Just in case I'm showing that it, likewise, will be a little less. Also going off scale? Excellent. I'm making a short circuit. See? Graphite. Graphite. I made a short circuit. I confirm. Try. Will there be a current? No, there is no current. I have removed. Yes. You see? That is just what we call making a short circuit. Lord, it can lie for 3 hours a day, being able to short circuit and it works again. That is not discharge.
А теперь
And now, but it is still used up a bit, of course, but the physics work.
Да. То физик-то работает.
Здесь вот все.
Viktor Ovcharenko, corresponding member of the Russian Academy of Sciences. It's all about Einstein. In the end, when everything is saturated, so clever. It is fairly simple, but not simpler than actual possible. In fact, there are many complex intellectual things here.
вы захотели наклониться и
If you would like to bend over and breathe out slowly, the pointer fluctuates. Don't take it into your own hands. Very close, and you need to gather up a lot of air.
Понятно.
It fluctuates.
Итак, дыхание
The
академика.
breath of the scholar produces energy. The whole world should see this.
А теперь
And
демонстрируем
now this will be demonstrated visually. I am submitting to the battery heat flow.
батарею, поток тепла. Господа, есть
Lord, there is the Arrhenius formula. We can easily calculate it. But it doesn't follow it at all.
не подчиняется абсолютно ничему. Я
I
включаю
will turn on the heat.
сейчас.
Now it goes off scale.
За несколько секунд
Within a few seconds, keep in mind, this thick plate could not warm up. In this, we can see the physical meaning in the dynamics of this happening.
в этом мы можем видеть смысл, физический смысл происходящего в динамике этого происходящего.
Ну что ж, впечатляет.
Well, impressive or what? To me, everything is reproducible.
Дальний ИК-спектр. То есть это
This is a low temperature emission.
миссия, это открытие.
This is the discovery, and a very serious one at that.
И суть его заключается в том, что нам хорошо
Its essence we are all well aware of, the anomalous mobility of electrons in graphens.
Это раз. Соответственно, когда мы сжали их,
Accordingly, when we have compressed and gathered them on the surface of the condensed medium, there is an electronic field, so-called plasmons.
плазмоны так называемые. И почему такая мгновенная...
And why such a reaction? Because we do not heat up the object matter, we brought to the surface a plasmon field.
Вот это плазмонное поле на поверхности. Соответственно, низкая...
Accordingly, very low, abnormally low work output allows electrons to move to another environment.
перейти в другую среду, которая является...
Accordingly, she joined through electrons. Here we have received plus and here minus. Here's our difference and our current capabilities.
Я считаю, в результате безумного
And I
количества...
believe that the insane number of experiments that I've conducted describe the essence of the phenomenon.
Тут, конечно, все.
Igor Yeremenko, scholar of the Russian Academy of Sciences and state prize winner of the Russian Federation. Here, of course, is everything that I present in the materials, because graphens in such a way as this in the world would have never been obtained. And before our eyes, these plates were actually made, varying the density, and so to say, this is a battery that is, well, so far no limitations in time when it stops working. In my opinion, it is almost eternal.
На мой взгляд, она почти вечна.
Я бы сегодня сказал бы...
I would say out loud that humanity is entering a new energy sector.
...вступает в новую энергетическую эру. Потому что нам достаточно...
Because it's enough, by my calculations, 10 plates at a distance from each other by 1 centimeter to preserve the natural correction. 10 plates meter to meter. This is such a battery. Look, and it gives 1 kilowatt. And we can easily see with our insight the territory of the desert in Kuwait, a big black cube. And we can always sell to Kuwait a bit of our electrical energy, which is worthless.
Кувейту немножко нашу электрическую энергию, которая ничего не стоит на входе. Потому что это...
Because this is what you saw, it's very cheap. We can make it all from the land, but still it needs to be discharged. The battery, it still runs out of power, that's true, but at the same time it will charge up again from that amount of heat that surrounds us. Vladimir Novotortsev, scholar of the Russian Academy of Sciences and director of general and inorganic chemistry. I'm comparing it to Edison. Edison was not such a brilliant scientist, but he was a genius inventor. Viktor Ivanovich had the same talent in various fields.
Насколько быстро это войдет в практику, жаль, что...
Viktor Ovcharenko, corresponding member of the Russian Academy of Sciences. How fast until it will be applied in real life? It is a pity that this can be a typical Russian situation and it will take a long time. And it can be realized an infinite number of times by the most fantastic of means.
Вариантов.
Получив
After receiving official support from the scientific community, Viktor Petrik is already thinking about the next scientific breakthrough.
Смотрите, я провожу рукой.
Look, I guide it by my hand. You see? Shade falls. And this is its reaction.
Вот его реакция. Если вы ступите шаг
If you take a
вперед,
step forward, it should respond to your
он
shade.
должен от вашей тени реагировать. По ее почти
Its
не видно
sensitivity
визуально,
is,
а прибор
you see?
реагирует. Его чувствительность вы видите. Это прибор
This device produces energy from the middle of the visible range.
от средней части видимого диапазона. Ну, естественно, что мы можем
Of
показать.
course we can show it.
Это нам
And whether it responds to the heat? Certainly not.
показываем.
Let's show.
Видите, но самое
But the
интересное...
most interesting thing, I'll show you from behind.
Видите, вот. Ну,
You see here? What is the glass made of?
стекла. Его устройство
Its device? On the surface, titanium is seized by my method of gas extraction.
осажден моим газофазным методом титан. Дальше. Вот тот цвет, что вы видите.
More?
это
A color what you see. It is ruthenium. I showed it the bottom. It dissolved. I lubricate a lot of times and it becomes this color. Inside, it's iodine. I need iodine as an oxidizer.
Как окислитель. И с этой стороны платина.
And from this side, platinum is caused by our method. It is calculated that 1 square kilometer for the battery. I needed less than a gram of platinum.
Вы
Do you
понимаете?
understand? Titanium is worthless.
Ничего не стоит. Рутения понадобится.
Ruthenium needs 1 gram.
И я не вижу оснований
And I see no reason to think that it could fail or have any shortcomings.
выходить из строя, разлагаться и так далее. Это не мое открытие.
This is not my discovery. It is a discovery of nature because it is the same oxidative process that occurs in plants.
главная цель
The
российского
main objective of the Russian scientist is that its technologies begin working for the benefit of people and his country. While everyone else talks about nanotechnology, Viktor Petrik lives and works in the nano
в
world.
наномире.
Moscow, June 2009.